This is Indra Kumari Paudel, member of a committee that runs a tailoring shop. She has been trafficked as well as physically abused. She was born in Harpane of Kaski district. She lost her mother early in life and had to spend her childhood looking after her younger siblings. At 16, she was married off.
राम्रोसँग मागेर बिहा हुँदा हुँदै पनि घरको परिवार बिहा त गर्यो राम्रोसँग मलाई
My brothers married me off. Since I was a girl, I had to get married and go to my husband's house. But soon my mother-in-law started abusing and harassing me. I even thought of going to my father's house, but my son had already grown up. They claimed that my son was theirs and would not give him to me. They said all sorts of things. I left the house saying I would not live there anymore.
Indra Kumari did not return to her father's but started working in a hotel in Pokhara. While working there, she met Indra Bahadur Bika.
होटलमा बसेँ होटलमा बस्दा बस्दै अनि त्यही केटाले मन पराएर अनि ल बिहा गर्छु म
I met him while I was working at the hotel. In course of time, we fell in love and got married. He kept me in the city for about a month. He then took me to his home in the village saying he had a farm and animals. But he just had a hut to live in and a small field to till.
But even after working in the fields, Indra Kumari could not live in peace.
त्यसले मेला जान पनि नदिने घरमै बस्ने भन्ने कहीँ पनि जान नदिने घर है काम गर्न गए त कसैसँग बोलेर आइ के भन्ने घरमा आउने पिट्ने
He would not even let me go out. He would beat me up when I returned from work, accusing me of infidelity. I left him. The Brahmin woman in the village found me work as a shepherd in a Gurung family's house. But my husband found me and forced to return back home. I ran away and come to work at a hotel in Nadipur in Pokhara. The village who saw me in the hotel informed my husband about this. He came there and took me again. When I refused to stay with him in the village, he took me to India and sold me off.
Though she was not sold off by her husband, Dham Kumari's story is equally compelling.
गाउँको केटी भन्ने त्यस्तो गर्नुभयो तर छोरी छोरी भयो भनेर त केही नि भन्नुभएको थिएन.
Soon after our marriage, he started mistreating me on the pretext of being a village girl. My mother-in-law even cajoled him into the second marriage since I just gave birth to daughters. They would batter and scolded me for no reasons. But I meekly took it all. My husband married another woman and brought her home. The women along with my in-laws and husband would beat and manhandle me. My stepwife would beat me with a broom. My husband would kick me and my mother-in-law would stand on my chest while the father-in-law would close my mouth so that I could not breathe. I developed a nerve disease which led to a serious problem in my legs. Since I could hardly walk, I had to struggle hard to make my ends meet.
Nasreen Mia's story is similar.
14 वर्षमा विवाह गरेँ अनि विवाह गरेको 1 महिनापछि श्रीमान बाहिर जानुभयो.
I married when I was 14. My husband went away the following year. He did not come for 5.5 years. But I lived in his house in spite of everything. My in-laws would mistreat me. My husband would go around with other girls. They would beat me up. In spite of the mistreatment and the traumatic experiences I underwent, I was determined not to leave the house. But the abusing and violent behaviors continued unabated. I'm hard of hearing because they hit me in the ears. My father-in-law would kick me. He sold my jewelry and bought supplies for the house. He earned a lot. They forced me to sleep outside the house. My daughter, who has now grown up, does not even know her father. She inquires about him now.
मेरो बा कहाँ छ भन्छ छोरीले. छोरीलाई पनि देखेको छैन बुढाले.
Like Indra Kumari, Dham Kumari and Nasrin Mia, there are many Nepali women who get sold every year. Every year, 7,000 to 12,000 Nepali girls are sold in the brothels of India. It is estimated there are 200,000 Nepali girls in Indian brothels. Of these, it is estimated 21,000 Nepali girls are working as sex workers in Delhi, 50,000 in Bombay, 4,700 in Gorakhpur and 3,480 in Banaras. More than 1,000 women are estimated to be in the Gulf countries. More than 300,000 Nepali women have been sold all over the world. The history of women trafficking in Nepal is long. It was custom for the courtiers of Kathmandu to have a young wife. This custom became more widespread with the advent of Rana rule from the mid-19th century. The Ranas and other courtiers who went to live in India took many young Nepali women with them. These women had no choice but to work in brothels. The Indians who came to work at the Trishuli hydropower plant in the 1960s took back Nepali women with them after promising the women good jobs in India. When they returned home after the plant was built, they sold the women to brothels. Tibetans migrating to India went through Nepal. They took many Nepali women to brothels all over India. Nepal has been used as a transit for a long time.
अनि त्यसपछि कोठीमा रहेपछि यस्तो गर्नुपर्छ उस्तो गर्नुपर्छ भन्थे यस्तो गर्न आएको त हैन म यस्तो गर्न ल्याएको र म त अर्कै काम गर्ने.
They would try to rape me and have sex with me. I would resist and cry. They would close my mouth. They would say my husband had sold me for rupees 20,000, so I had to appease their sexual desires. They would hit me with a hot iron rod. I would cry with swollen legs. I would pretend I had a headache, but they would beat me and bring men. I even opted for an extreme form of self-abnegation, commit suicide. One day, when they were sleeping, I secretly left the room. While I was running, I fainted and froth came from my mouth. Some Nepali men saw me and took me to a hospital. When I regained consciousness, they asked me if I wanted to go to Nepal. I expressed my willingness to leave Nepal for I felt I was on the brink of life and death. They raised some money and sent me to Nepal. I was in a daze when I came from there. I do not remember how I returned.
जुन उनको श्रीमानले बेचेको थियो त्यो श्रीमानले बेचेर नेपाल आइसकेपछि उनी केही समय त्यहाँ बसिन्.
Her husband sold her in India where she stayed for some time. When she returned to Nepal, she was suffering physically as well as mentally. Though she escaped from there, she fainted on the way. A human rights organization kept her for some time and then handed her over to Serve Nepal in Butwal. Serve Nepal kept her for about 2 weeks. After she was able to speak, they asked about her address. She said she was from Bhadauri Tamgi VDC of Kaski district. Serve Nepal sent her to Pokhara with one of their staff members, but he was not familiar with Pokhara. We went the traffic police post and the police advised them to our migration center established by Jit. We were subsequently informed about her. It is hard to imagine her condition then. We kept her for a long time. We counseled her so that she would overcome her traumatic ordeals help. We would be scared when we saw her physical condition.
Jeet, the program against trafficking of women, is run jointly by His Majesty's government and the United Nations. Jeet works in Kaski and Nuwakota districts and has been working with government agencies at the local level to prevent trafficking of women.
जति पनि केसहरू हामीले जितसँग सहकार्य गरेर जति पनि हामीले केसहरू टुङ्ग्यायौं तिनीहरूको चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो आइराछ फिडब्याक पनि हामीले बुझ्दाखेरि
The feedbacks on the cases we worked on with JIT are encouraging. Justice is swift in such cases. When women are physically abused, they do not have a place to stay. JIT runs rehabilitation centers where such women can stay for 3 months. JIT also coordinates with other organizations.
At the initiative of Jeet, women have formed saving and microcredit groups with small capital. The Milk Producers Cooperative at Pumdi Bhumdi of Kaski district is an example. Income generation activities like off-season vegetable farming, beekeeping, rearing goats have also been undertaken. This is helping people economically. Women have formed justice forums in different villages. These have enabled women to raise their voices for their rights. Small disputes of the villages have been settled through such forums. Awareness programs on local FM stations are becoming popular. Similarly, billboards and posters are being put up, discussions are being held, and advice being dispensed with the participation of local women. Youth centers are being run in villages to provide young women and girls information on various topics, including reproductive health, women's rights, and women trafficking. It is the society's responsibility to prevent women from being trafficked, as well as to treat women who have been rescued with sympathy, love and respect, so that they can be rehabilitated in society.
यो पुनर्स्थापना र पुनर्एकीकरण भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ असम्भव नभए पनि चुनौतीपूर्ण चाहिँ पक्कै पनि छ है.
Rehabilitation and reintegration may not be impossible, but it is certainly difficult. Sufferings become cumulative. A holistic package is needed to help women to lead a normal life without sufferings. It is not enough to give them food and shelter in a rehabilitation center. The indicators of rehabilitation are self-development, social participation, and political participation at the grassroots level. Even if a woman learns skills and enhances her self-confidence, she can change again because of social stigma. Therefore, economical and psychological healing phase is important. One has to build up confidence. Secondly, the community has to be mobilized. It is not enough to mobilize one person. Indra Kumari is an example. JIT has provided such packages to more than 50 women like Indra Kumari.
साथीहरुले नि हिम्मत दिए क्या तिमी यस्तो गर्न सक्छौ यस्तो लाचार नभऊ के तिमी लाचार भयो भने धेरै उ हुन्छ.
Friends encouraged me. They said if I gave up hope, I would suffer even more. They said I could pull myself together. I am determined to succeed and be independent. I won't be like others who have been sold off in India. I will like a Nepali. I will learn to read and write. I think it will be good to be independent.
There are many Nepali women whose stories are similar to those of Indra Kumari, Dham Kumari and Nasreen Mia. Let there be hope and confidence in the lives of Indra Kumari and others after rehabilitation. Let's hope they keep smiling.